Hello, I'm Extracat, and mushrooms are changing, not least to fix an issue the current update has. This is what a mushroom looks like, and this is what a cow looks like right now. As you can tell, the textures are clearly based on one another. It's the same model, just with a different set of eyes, a different color, and of course these mushrooms coming out of the back. However, this is going to change after the spring drop, because the cows will change from looking like this to looking like this. As you can see, the snout is much more protruded, but also if I show you a before and after, you can see that the body texture is also a lot less pixelated now, whereas the mushroom still very much is. So they are going to change this. This is not just a theory from a changelog, although they did in fact officially say they were doing it in 21W05A, but instead they have confirmed that in this week's snapshot, they will do the same again. That's right, Mojang are playing around with the mushroom, and the easy theory to explain this is that they just want to retexture it. Is this likely? Yes, but are they also going to do some other things? Well, maybe, right? Oh, my whole PC just broke for a second there. Did my PC crash? I think so. Wow, nuts. So obviously, they are going to change this. This isn't just a theory, it's something that Mojang have confirmed themselves via Jira, the Minecraft bug tracker, because they have marked these 4 bugs as now being fixed. That's right, you can officially say that the block sand idle and block sand wind are not in the ambient/environment sound category, or that the cold cow variant's horns are not mirrored. The fact that they have fixed that means that this is going to be fixed. Are they not mirrored? They look fine to me. Let me see. Oh, here it is. If you look at the top of the cow horn textures, you can see that that texture is perfectly duplicated rather than mirrored. The black and the grey should be mirrored, but they're not right now. So that is 1 pixel they're changing for the cold cow. And so what are they doing to the mushroom? Well, they are changing its texture, presumably because it doesn't match the cow. And so that means we're getting a brand new mushroom texture. And this is interesting because they already updated the mushroom texture, according to the changelog, right here in 25W05A. At the same time they mentioned changing the pigs and changing the cow textures, they reference how they enlarged the size of the mushroom textures. This is weird because I actually checked before and after, and the mushroom textures look exactly the same as far as I can tell. The mushrooms look ridiculously huge if you focus on them. Seriously, look at the size of these things. But they are the same textures, and so this makes me wonder, what are they going to be changing this week? Clearly, at a bare minimum, they're going to make it match the cow, but what are they doing in there to be playing around with this? Well, it could just be a sign that they're done with the cow textures. Indeed, they have done that with cold cows, or it could be a sign that the mushroom biomes are having a little bit of a mini update of their own, because this is the update that's all about adding a little bit of ambience to every type of biome. The plains biomes have lots of new flowers, the desert biomes have this fun new tall grass, and indeed these cactus flowers that you might see all around the ground. Like, specifically, everywhere along the ground. But what is fun about this is it might finally be time for the spring drop to update the mushroom biome. Indeed, we don't know what biomes they're going to continue focusing on between now and the rest of the update, but the mushroom biome is one that certainly could do with it, and so if they're updating the texture, is that a sign that their focus was there for some other reason? Indeed, you could also make the exact same argument if you wanted to make a further stretch that, yeah, the Moo Bloom is the perfect mob for this update. If there ever was a time to add it, it would be now. And so will we see it this week? Well, I certainly think it would be great, but I do want to keep you grounded when it comes to this update and say that I think the most likely outcome for this week's snapshot is probably going to be just mostly bug fixing, because we did have 2 sets of features in a row, but it would be certainly great if I would prove wrong, because if you're curious as to what else Mojang have been up to, well, interestingly, they've gone and done this promotion for Steve's Spicy 7-Layer Dip. This is something that seems like it's just being a little bit funny on the surface, but they have just released some Minecraft Doritos, which you can actually buy at Tesco if you live in the UK, of all places. I bought myself a bag, and I'll be honest, they're good enough that I ate the entire thing before getting to recording. I've now gone to the point where there's no Doritos left. I've just got, like, instead of any Doritos, I've got just Dorito nails, I guess. They're really, really good. It's a wonderful flavor, Minecraft the movie Gas Barbecue. But what's weird about this co-branded thing is that clearly it's co-branded with the movie, not Minecraft the game, or at least maybe with the permission of, but it means that instead of every other co-brand where it's like, oh yeah, you get a product and then you get some mine coins or you get a weird character creator code, like, not everyone cares about those, but at least you get them. In this case, the co-branding is the fact that it's, you know, the creeper flavored vinegar or it's gas flavored barbecue. That's it. Otherwise, it's just a bag of, you know, Doritos, corn, tortilla, chips if you want to be American about it. But yeah, congratulations to Walkers for getting this. I don't know how this sells more Doritos or more tickets to the Minecraft movie, but I guess I'm glad they're doing it. Because it's a decent flavor. Oh no, this is the last of the bag now. I'm gonna... I regret doing that so bad. There's Dorito dust all over my PC. Anyway, I guess if we're looking for Minecraft hints anyway, it's also worth looking at this social post Minecraft made saying that they're doing a stinky check, so, you know, maybe something with sniffers. And yeah, if you really like to speculate, you could also look at the new franchise artwork used for the Minecraft Spotify header. It used to be focused around the Garden Awakens update, and so now instead they've got Minecraft as a franchise shown here, with both Dungeons and Legends represented. I think it's a very nice piece of art. It's interesting that it is just Alex here. It does have to be said that is their depiction of the Minecraft itself based game, but yeah, it's a lot of Minecraft recognizable characters all in one place, and I guess for some of you, you might just now know Minecraft has a Spotify and you can listen to lots of music there. So if you want to get some hint from the 7-layer dip, the stinky check, or this image, you're totally welcome to, but I think it'd be much more interesting to speculate based on what Minecraft have done with the last few ones, and so here is an interesting post from Orbic, who says it very much bothers them that only one chicken has a tail. They think it would be great for all of the cows and maybe even the pigs and the other chickens, and to prove it, they show off this example of what the other chickens would look like with their own tails. And as you can see, chicken tails for the spring drop is actually a really fun idea. I think this is a great example of exactly what Mojang are looking to do when they share their snapshots of us, because sometimes we want to say like, yeah, add the moo bloom to the game, come on, add the moo lip too while you're at it, you know, add a mushroom variant of the chicken and the pig as well. These would all be great ideas, and I hope that they consider adding those too, but I also think that a simpler idea would be like, okay, whoever's working on the textures for Minecraft, what if they added a tail to the chickens? If we're already updating them anyway, it does make them look significantly more chicken-like, or at the very least more like video game chickens, which is exactly what Minecraft chickens should be going for, at least in my opinion. At this point, I'd love to have a wider discussion about what it is Mojang wants to do with the spring drop. We still don't have a name for it, but we can be very clear that the thing they are focusing on is having these little pieces of active nature in the world, just a little bit of polish to it, you could say, but also that they're adding variants to more and more mobs. We already have 6 mob variants, and it looks like more are on the way, so I decided to ask my following on that one website what mob Mojang would add variants to next, and so I decided that sheep should be the obvious choice, but then what about bears or foxes, or a hostile mob, or what if actually Mojang are going to wrap up this update very soon, now that spring is very much about to arrive. If they finish the update this week, it would come out in the first few weeks of spring, and so will they just go for no more variants? I asked, and here are the responses. Very few people believe there are going to be any updates to hostile mobs in this update, with more people believing that we're just done with mob variants altogether, and a few people really want to believe in bears and foxes. I totally do too. I think a bear is a classic example of how you can add new mob variants and have it feel like a brand new mob in its entirety. But anyway, the most important and most upvoted suggestion is that of the sheep, and we have a giant hint they're going to do it, not just in terms of the mobs they've updated already, but also they updated the sheep so that any block can now have the can be eaten by sheep tag, which you can see people playing around with so that it can eat their entire worlds, but it also means they're probably doing something with the sheep to give them maybe a cold grass. And so is that the thing we should actually be expecting at this point? I think that that is probably right. Despite all of the speculation that a mushroom update is guaranteed, the truth is the only thing that is guaranteed about it is that the texture is going to be updated, and even then they might only update the snout of it and leave the rest of the same. I think that it's likely you'll see a little bit more than that, but I think that if they are going to pick an update next, it's unlikely to be the mushroom biome, and it's much more likely to be the colder biomes, having a little bit of something new there, which would be really fun. Right now, all you really get are those boulders, which is one of the weirdest Minecraft structures, and you get sweet berry bushes. Wouldn't it be cool if there were some extra things that could only be found in cold places? That's what I would love to see, and if you're curious as to when we're going to see, I would say that tomorrow's snapshot is going to give us a good indication, whether it is a bug fixing snapshot or indeed whether it is all of the features in one. I think that we are on the train towards what might be the last part of the spring drop, and maybe even the starting of the announcements of, like, you know, the name and the release date and stuff like that, which should be very exciting indeed. You know what might be even more exciting is if Minecraft adds a pause button sometime in that update, because here's something very interesting that happened today. Minecraft Bedrock was expected to get its pause button. The pause feature was available in every single beta and preview they released for this update, and if you're curious, something like 99.9% of features that go through that process do make it into the final update, because this is the rule. This is the way that Minecraft does development. You can't release untested features, and you can't alter an update after it's gone through its last form of testing. But for some reason, Minecraft did that today. Here is the note they put on their changelog. They said that the pause functionality will only be available in beta and preview, which I can therefore show you. For the time being, we know you're super excited, but we need time to perfect this feature before it can release to you. And a lot of people have been memeing on this, saying, what do you mean, Minecraft? You need to perfect a pause feature beyond a 3-month development cycle? What takes time to perfect about this? All of the obvious bugs, such as it maintains full damage, etc., all of those things have been thought about and work just fine. What exactly do you need to do here? And yeah, I would like to say, I think I have 3 theories about what's happened, because it is very, very incredibly rare that you ever get to a point where a Minecraft update comes out and it has a feature which wasn't in the previews. So there's 3 possibilities. One is that the update failed certification. This is the process by which it releases on all the platforms. That is, one of the console manufacturers, or multiple of them, said, oh yeah, we do not like the way this interacts with our hardware. Maybe it messes with saving, maybe it messes with something to do with consoles or phones, and so it couldn't release, and so at the last minute they had to change it. I think this is certainly possible, and it would explain why they're saying, oh yeah, needs to be perfected, and why we had no heads up whatsoever. The second possibility is there's some critical bug that Minecraft knows about that we as the community don't, because it's slightly janky right now. It seems to pause you the tiniest bit before you pause is what it feels like, and sometimes it skips ahead a frame, so you can like pause and unpause and see things move that way. But for the most part, it seems like it's functional, more so than many things in the base game, so they must know about some critical bug that they didn't want to put it in certification with, and then didn't tell us about. Or the third likelihood is that this is for marketing reasons. I would like to believe that there is a legitimate programming reason. I don't think that this is the most likely solution, but it is possible that they decided, yeah, when we release features for Bedrock, especially ones that are this hyped, we know that this was, for many people, the most exciting feature in 1.20, 1.60, and so what if we put it as part of one of our drops, so we could market it as well? They are not doing any marketing for this update. It's just kind of like a bug fix update mixed with a few features and stuff like that, is how they're effectively marketing it. It does have a lot of cool changes. They're really important to know about, but from Minecraft's perspective, it doesn't get marketing, and so why not save the big changes for when they do have marketing? That is the logic I assume they might have used, but I hope that, again, it's something to do with bugs they found that we don't know about, or that the certification people found that we, again, don't know ourselves, and hopefully this is a sign that it will be coming soon, but I would expect it to be the spring drop, and I would expect them to probably market it like it is, and I think it's a little bit of a shame the way they did this at the last minute with no notification. As a YouTuber, of course, a part of me is bummed out and thinks like, oh, would be cool so we could know for video reasons, right? Because that's a thing we do here. But I think that even like, if we just ignore like people like me, let's say no one cares, as a community of like bug fixers and bug trackers, it's very annoying people not to know what is in a version until the very moment of a release. This is the whole reason we have betas and previews, is so we can test the final versions of things. What is the point if they're going to change before release anyway? This has only happened before for very commercially sensitive features. The last example was, if I'm not mistaken, the emote button. It featured in no previews. It just one day randomly came out, so it's B to emote. This set of features right here just randomly came to the game one day, and so yeah, maybe that commercial sensitivity is the reason for this, or maybe it was something critical found, but we don't know. Mojang have just said they want to perfect it, and I hope that they do precisely that. With that said though, I hope you all enjoyed today's video. Make sure to like, favorite, and subscribe if you did, because yeah, I'm actually, if you're curious about the Igloo run, I am going to be getting back to that. A lot of people have been asking, and now that I've released the full summary and people can know what's going on the Igloo run, I'll leave a link to that below, by the way, we can get back to streaming it, and we'll probably be doing that tomorrow, depending on the size of the snapshot. Obviously, it might be a big one, and of course, it's beta and previews, which hopefully have the features which will be in the end update, but who's to say for sure right now? Anyway, thank you for watching, hope you all enjoyed, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye.